Recording has begun.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Today is the Saturday, the 14th of October 2023, and the time is around about 5:30, and my name is Shazad Hussain, and I live at number 20 Primary Way, and it's now been 67 days since the local authority came and abducted my brother and are holding him at ransom in the unlawful custody and care in order to have leverage over me, and in the background creating scenarios and situations that best serve and suit their agenda, all colluding and conspiring. Today's a bit cold. It's obviously middle of October now. The weather's getting a bit cold, and I'm just going to sit down and give a daily update on what's happening. Obviously today's Saturday, so nobody's at work. I've obviously continued to send daily voice messages to both the solicitor Graham Kenner and also the social worker Christopher Browell. None of them are going to reply. The police are after having arrested me, after I've said I'm willing to engage with your investigation process to facilitate early conclusion to your investigations, they don't want to hear, because ultimately the West Yorkshire Police Forces services have been privately commissioned to arrest me on the 8th of August, and this is not the first time that I've been arrested by the police. This is a continuation of numerous previous attempts to arrest me and get some leverage over me and trying to put me away. So I was last arrested, and I'm presently out on police bail with the singular condition that I have no access or contact with my brother Talib, who I'm a carer for, who's authorised me to act on his behalf, who the local authorities have now abducted. So that's only bail condition, but just traversing backwards in time. The previous time I was arrested was in February 2019, and then it was the social workers making allegations that I had kidnapped my own mother from my own home. Just false pretense charges. All throughout February, several police attempts were made to kidnap my brother, my mother at the time. But after that, in 2021, several attempts were made by the police. I had not been arrested. I got last arrested on the February, I think the end of February 2019, but numerous times attempts have been made by the social workers to come down with the police to create an altercation that would allow them to arrest me, but I've never given them the justification to do so. Just as I didn't give them the justification to arrest me on the 8th of August 2023, they had arrested me on the end of February 2019 in my mother's case, and then eventually just released me. They didn't even charge me or question me, just released me because they were looking to hunt down my mother at the time, because they had managed to secure the services of the malevolent judges in the High Court of the Court of Protection. So they wanted custody of my mother at the time, and I fought them, and for several years. Eventually they took the matter to the High Court and got senior justices involved in order to abduct my mother. But now the situation is just all repeating itself. So prior to my arrest on the 19th, in February 2019, the only time I've previously been arrested was by Bradford Council social workers coming down with the police, and the police arresting me in December 2013. And then prior to being arrested in December 2013, I was originally arrested in December 2002. And in 2002, it was allegations of abuse, domestic abuse. In 2013, it was the council involvement. Councils in December 2013, it was the council stating that I had financially abused, and now finally in 2023, they're stating that I had neglected. So abuse, exploitation, and neglect. Those are the three leverages that they have over you, that they can orchestrate and create false flag events to initiate. Like I said, initially it was all to do with domestic abuse in 2002, when it was regarding my sister, who lives in Oldham, who was very close to me now, who has in subsequent years given me her lasting power of attorney, and I act on her behalf today. In 2002, they were stating that I was domestically abusing her and my father, and had arrested me then. That was all ridiculous. All right, and then subsequently in 2013, when they realized I was going to whistleblow on their systemic failures in mismanaging public funds, particularly through direct payments and failing to audit the costs. Basically, they get public money, they mismanaged it for 5 or more years. I was going to whistleblow. They came and arrested me in 2013, and then subsequently the police came down and arrested me and then handed the case over to the council, who then proceeded to prosecute me in 2015, sent me to jail in 2016. I was out by July 2017, only for the drama to then continue. My mother gave me her power of attorney in 2018. So then they commissioned the services of the Office of the Public Guardian, particularly Alan Eccles at the time, who left the role of the public guardianship, and after he had left, Nick Goodwin had come on board, who they then commissioned to come on board. But it's always the same. It's always the same scenario. They integrate themselves with all these other corporations and entities and families and people in order to create that contain and continue the narrative that they are acting in the best interest. And I'm just reviewing some of my old videos today and realizing that it's just the same story over and over again. Several years have passed, decades have passed, but they don't change. They continue to act with malevolence, fraud and corruption. And in the meantime, I can just sit back and imagine how many people's lives have been destroyed by this villainous evil council that then has the audacity to claim it to be a city of culture and claims to be all benevolent, when the reality is that they are evidently not any of these things, but more important, but simply looking to cause pain, suffering, and misery, and then exploit your misery. It's a very, I would say, a predatory or a parasitic organization. In my particular family, it's been a total parasite. And it's all, facade and deception. They tell you they're supposed to be open and transparent. They're supposed to be independent, but none of that is true. They're not open and transparent. They're very, very closed off. If you make a freedom of information request, they discombobulate it, give us some pretext and excuse, and end the situation. So it's always a lie and a deception. And more than that, it's they're not independent, and they're not impartial. It's all just a lie to fool and keep you under perpetual servitude. That's the way the system is designed, to keep you into perpetual servitude and bondage, into debt, and drive you, exploit your labor, and they won't give you any emblem of truth. Now, obviously, 14th of October was last year when they attempted to make a welfare check to abduct my brother. I've been fighting these people just simply to provide care for my family members, which they cannot stand because they know I'm an educated person and I'm a very litigious person. And also, I'm very analytical. I can analyze the situation and know the fact that there's fraud and deception taking place, because there's no openness and transparency. And like I said, the only way they're able in a position to get away with all this stuff is simply because they buy off the judges. And it's just I'm now in court next week on the 17th, and it's just the same scenario. It's like I've gone through this process so many times. I can even predict what's going to happen now. The judge is going to dismiss everything I'm saying, going to railroad through the objective of the local authority who have affronted the housing association. It's just despicable and despicable that they continue to act in this manner, and there's no way that nobody can do anything to circumvent the villainy and tyranny and oppression that they continue to commit.